for a regional first-round game here in Division 7. Region 27 should be an exciting one as the 11th seeded Danville Blue Devils come in today as underdogs in the seedings, but they do feel confident coming into today, taking on Central Catholic or Catholic Central and those Crusaders from Steubenville. 6-4 on the year, those Steubenville Crusaders, and then Danville 5-5 in a tough KMAC. Who will come out on top? You'll find out next, live and free on the OH Report.
Operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who
It is time now for your Valley ATV pregame show here live and free on the OH Report. Jonathan Langdon alongside Peyton Colopy, the Danville Blue Devils coming into Steubenville tonight to take on the 6th seeded Catholic Central Crusaders. These two teams have never met before until tonight.
Yeah, tonight's going to be a good game. Both Steubenville and Danville both have pretty decent seasons this year. Steubenville coming in with a 6-4 record. Danville, obviously, we know is 5-5. It's going to be interesting to see how this first ever matchup between these two schools go tonight. We're looking at a pretty decent game here.
So Danville comes into today 5-5 on the year, a really tough schedule where they saw 8 of the 10 teams they faced on their schedule in a higher division. Obviously in Division 7 that's easy to do, and they're also coming off a Devil Dog win, their biggest since 2015, winning by 40 over those East Knox Bulldogs.
Yeah, they had an amazing game last week, really coming together, showing out all last week, really got everything rolling from top to bottom, really, with the coaches, the players, even the sideline staff that they have over there. Everything was just kind of synced up last week, and it really worked out for them. They're hopefully going to be able to repeat that this week, but Central Catholic's got something else on their mind.
Yeah, and one of the bigger performers in that game was Cy Wallace, of course, the running back. You see him on your screen, 15 carries, 153 yards, 4 touchdowns for him in that East Knox game last week. He is really starting to kick it together. It's now 2 consecutive seasons, 1,000-plus yards.
Yeah, just as a sophomore and really coming in only halfway through the season last year, he's definitely put up some big numbers fast. Having 4 touchdowns last week against a team like East Knox, who had a stout defense throughout the year, they just couldn't quite get everything put together. Him putting up 4 touchdowns against them is just unreal numbers.
Let's go ahead and jump into the team that's a little bit unfamiliar with OH Report territory. Catholic Central, those Crusaders here tonight, headed up by Eric Meek in a 6-4 record. They've reached the playoffs every year in the post-COVID era, but they are 18-point underdogs, according to Fantastic 50, a website that does projections, and they boast an 85% plus accuracy rate, so you got to take their word for it. But these Crusaders coming in, what do you think of them?
Yeah, they definitely have a good, strong team. Talking to a couple of the coaches pregame, they definitely feel like their season should have gone better than what it has. Coming in with a 6-4 record, it's a pretty good season throughout the regular season this year. Their last game against Fairport Harding, they felt like they hung in very well with them, ended up coming out with a loss, but they feel like they should have won that game, and pretty much the rest of their losses, they think they're going to do pretty well tonight.
Matthew Sprockeye on your screen is the player spotlight for the Crusaders. The senior, 1,000 yards rushing, 750 plus through the air. In his last week, he was just underneath 100 in both of those categories at 3 total touchdowns. As we're going to take it back out to the field, we're about set to go. Danville will kick things off to Catholic Central, who's wearing blue tonight on your screen. Danville wearing their whites as we jump to the first quarter. 11th seeded Danville, 6th seeded Catholic Central, live and free here on the OH Report. But just jumping back to Sprockeye before we kick things off, I asked Coach Bloom a couple days ago if there was someone that you had to compare Sprockeye to in the KMAC, who would you compare him to? He said Fredericktown's Blake Sipes.
Yeah, Sprockeye, again, talking to some of the coaches before the game, has definitely kind of been their main go-to guy this year. He's kind of carried the team throughout the season. Definitely put up some video game-esque numbers throughout the year. He's definitely going to be somebody we're going to have to watch out for tonight.
12 minutes on the clock here at Steubenville. Beautiful facility at Harding Stadium. Boasting a Division 7 matchup here today. It looks a little bit emptier than it is. It's a massive stadium here in Steubenville. Short kick from Danville as it looks like Catholic Central will be wrapped up around the 35-yard line. That's where things will start off here today.
The ball did come out at the end of that play, but the referees blew the whistle, blew the play dead before the ball came out. Just because of forward progress there. They had Michael Fabro, the 6 foot 145 junior, wrapped up and going backwards, so the referees called forward progress on that to kind of avoid any injuries.
So first down and 10 after that return. It takes him to the 31, in fact, as he was dragged back. It appears a little bit of a rough spot from the officials to start things tonight. 7 seconds into the game, first down and 10, ball on the 31 for Steubenville Catholic Central. Sprockeye, he's going to take one right back from his running back, chucks it down the field, looking for an open receiver who is broken up with by Wes Payne.
Yeah, a little bit of a trickery to start the game off with Sprockeye getting the fleet-footed pitch right back to him, trying to throw it out, trying to get some deep yards downfield. Took a huge shot from number 54 on the wrong, but Wes Payne able to get in there and break everything up and give these Crusaders a 2nd and 10.
Pass was intended for Kyron Busick, the junior 5'10 receiver. 10 seconds on the play clock, and it looks like Catholic Central doesn't know what they're in. They had a player ready to check in, and he has to run back to the sideline. 2 seconds to go on the play clock, and it looks like time's going to run out. There goes a flag.
Yeah, it looks like they had a personnel issue and possibly a confusion on the play call there in the backfield. Not something the Crusaders wanted to do to start off this game, just the second play of the game, taking them 5 yards deeper into their own territory.
So they'll have to reset again. And already starting to see the Danville crowd that has come out today to make the 2-hour trip to get here to Steubenville tonight, as they have showed out in bunches. That student section actually right at the line of scrimmage here to start proceedings tonight. Sprockeye hands it off to the primary back. Davion Thorne takes it near side here, gets out to the 40. It'll be a yard short of the first down, but a solid gain out of the freshman.
Yeah, Danville had a couple of players right there at the line of scrimmage. A good angle tackle there. Able to hold him short for third down, but again, being at 2nd and 15, that's way too many yards that the Danville defense just gave up.
3rd down and 1. Nearing a minute gone here in quarter number 1. Sprockeye going to take the snap. He'll tuck it to his left, and it looks like he's going to be tugged short of the first down for no gain.
Yeah, the interior of that Danville defensive line right there. We had number 60, Caleb Converso, the freshman, big freshman. There on the left side of that defensive front. And then also Silas Meisner, number 44, kind of plugging up the middle line of scrimmage there, forcing him to bounce outside. And then the rest of that Danville defense coming down to sweep everything up.
Well, the Crusaders looking like they're going to go for it. It'll be a fullback give, and it will be enough for a first down. So it looks like Busick is the one to get it.
Good play call there. Coach just staying a little conservative there with that play call. Just trying to get the extra yards. Again, good blocking up front. Good call by the coaching staff there for the Crusaders.
Busick don't really have too many big bodies that they hand the football off to, but Kyron would be the biggest one they have at 180 pounds. Nice move by Thorne to try and spin around a defense, but Danville collapses on him quickly.
Yeah, that was number 9, Carson Proper, the senior. As soon as he made the spin move, it looked like Proper kind of had him wrapped up from behind there, able to push him back, and the rest of his defensive buddies coming in to help clean everything up.
Talk about $1 million move, 10-cent finish with that spin move. Didn't really get anywhere with it. This will make it 2nd down and 11. On the 42, still in Crusader territory. Sprockeye fakes the give, will take it himself, and he will push for a yard, but Chris Mosier was immediately on him.
Yeah, that right there is good blocking up front by the Catholic Central line. Just a quarterback trap like the left side of the line. Mosier read that immediately, stepped up, filled the hole like he's supposed to, like he's designed to on those types of plays. Made the play and kept him at just a 1-yard gain, bringing up 3rd and 10.
Coaches voted on their all KMAC teams this past week, and Chris Mosier, a member of the first team on the defensive side, along with his secondary teammate, Wes Payne, both of them first-teamers in the league. 3rd down and 10 as Sprockeye's got some space far side, looking to get to the first down marker, and he does just barely, as they will get to keep this drive alive. It seems like contain not working too well so far. Before
the sticks, wasn't able to make the play, ended up, I think, tripped at the end of that play and kind of dove into that Danville sidelines. But again, Sprockeye able to use his speed, get out around the outside edge, pick a first down. 1,700 all-purpose yards this year for Sprockeye as he sits under center.
He'll give it off to his favorite back, Ryan Holsworth, who will appear to gain 2, maybe 3, as Ryan leads the team in carries with 83, 367 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody that Catholic Central has used a lot this year. As you see him, he's kind of limping off the sidelines, and I'm not sure what happened there. Coaching staff and the athletic trainers are going to take a look at him, make sure he's okay. Possibly just a twisted ankle, but they're going to want him back on the field as soon as they can.
Shotgun set here for Sprokai. He will tuck it forward. 2-yard gain to make it 3rd down. So this team, their run game isn't spectacular, but averaging 4.7 yards per carry, it's still something that Danville has to game plan around.
Yeah, 4.7, I mean, the old adage is 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I mean, 4.7, that's the amount of yardage percentage for a rushing game. So far, really, their biggest threat tonight has been the outside run. Danville not really keeping a great contain. But there they got a pretty decent push with Sprokai.
A lot of motion here at the line. It'll be a flag. See what the initial call is, thanks to the head official tonight. False start. Move them back 5 yards. That'll make it 3rd down and 11.
That call was on number 75, 5'8" junior, Johnny Kostecki, moving a little bit early. I think it was just the confusion of everything. He may have set his hand down on the ground and then picked it back up, which obviously that's a false start call in high school level.
Back under center goes Sprokai, 2 receivers. They have yet to throw today. Looks like they're going to do it here. Big pressure, shot down the field, nobody in the vicinity. Great job by Owen Gronberg to apply the pressure and force 4th down.
Yeah, that was actually his 2nd attempt. We saw that first play. They tried running that flea flicker going downfield, which, again, Owen Gronberg on the first play, shot on Sprokai. Those types of hits, especially in this cold weather, definitely don't feel good. And that Danville defensive front definitely give him a little bit of pressure tonight that he might not have been expecting.
Cy Wallace and Briggs Wallace back to return on this punt. Highland angling towards Cy, but out of bounds. So it looks like it'll be around the 20 where they'll mark that. Make it a Danville Feed and Supply 1st down. And the Blue Devils will get to see their freshman take his first snaps at quarterback in a playoff situation. Parker Proper coming in, pretty solid year. He finished 4th in the KMAC in passing yards, and that's only through 6 starts. This will now be the 7th start for him. Or no, this will be the 6th start of the year for Parker Proper, but he's looked pretty solid.
Yeah, coming in week 5 against Loudonville. Of course, we know Loudonville had a pretty decent season. Didn't really go their way, but they were a stout team with Coach Ed Honnebarger over there coaching for the Redbirds. We'll see how he does his first ever playoff game and first playoff game as a starting quarterback. Sometimes it's bright lights in big city for these young kids. But I think he's got enough experience so far this year. I think he should settle in pretty nicely.
Danville will start their drive at the 35-yard line after a penalty on Catholic Central, as we were talking there. Try to get him going early with the pass game. Out to Briggs Wallace, who didn't get a single catch in the Devil Dog game last week. Here he is early, getting 4 yards.
Yeah, just simple quick pass out to the right, which we know Danville has done a lot. Those happened a lot during the regular season throughout the KMAC. Just trying to get it out to their receivers out in space to let them kind of make a play, use their athleticism to try to push the ball downfield.
Near hash, Silas Miser in at fullback. He was one of the defensive pieces for this team that has now moved to offense to help block. As Cy Wallace will get his first carry of the day. Look at that. Seam open up. He nearly broke a tackle and could have gone for way more, but he's tackled right around midfield for his first carry tonight.
Yeah, I believe that was number 12, Sprokai, able to get just enough of Cy's foot to trip him up. And good thing, Wallace had nobody in front of him, and he was gone. I mean, nobody's going to catch him at that point.
Cy Wallace, he kind of broke out in the postseason last year. 584 of his 1,008 yards came in the postseason alone. He averaged 14 yards per carry in those playoff games. This will be tucked away from him by Proper, who will take it to the first down marker and gain 11.
Again, Sprockeye stepping up, having to come in and try to avoid another big potential touchdown run. Danville running a little bit of a trickery. They pulled the guard out of the left side of the line to the right side. Looked like they were going to run maybe a trap lead play with Cy. It definitely fooled me. I was following the lineman, and Proper sneaks out backside and gets a big gain.
I think Proper, his development in the play action has certainly been something to behold these last couple of weeks.
I agree.
Far side, he'll throw a screen out to Mickley, who scored a touchdown last week, but he steps out of bounds. He would have had an easy one this time. Oh, big hit at the end.
And there's the late flag.
Here's the whole play again, thanks to Danville Tire alignment. Watch right around the 34 is where they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
I think that was a good call. I think he was right on that line out of bounds. Of course, he didn't hear it until he was already at the 10-yard line. Ended up going into the end zone. It took a really late hit from number 50, James McInnes.
I think we need to find a better word than late. That was really
that was a day and $1 short after the play was already over. Definitely unnecessary there.
Move them into the red zone.
Yeah, moving Danville into the red zone. We know how dangerous their offense already is. He can't allow those types of cheap, unnecessary penalties to hurt his defense.
Danville in business. 4 receivers really tight next to the offensive line. It'll be a sweep call to Briggs. Wallace breaks contain inside the 10, dives for the end zone. They will mark him down inside the 5, looks like around the 3.
I thought maybe with the reach there at the end of the ball, they might have given the 1 or the 2. I knew for sure he didn't quite cross the plane before he went out, but I thought maybe they'd give him the 1, but I think they're calling him that his foot was out of bounds.
And it is at the 3, so that's where the reset will happen. 5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Still no score, but Danville clearly, as you see, looking to get 6 here. 3 receivers spread out across the field. Proper will take it and go right away, and the freshman gets the score and started tonight in Steubenville.
Yeah, that right there. It looked like he might have been another maybe pass play option there. It looked like he might have pulled the ball up to his chest a little bit, trying to look for an open receiver, but almost immediately dropped it back down. Took off. He had nobody in front of him. He saw that clearly. Had Cy Wallace there in front to block him.
Back-to-back weeks, and he ran in a touchdown. He had one against Fredericktown of 53 yards, a 48-yarder last week. This time a modest 3, but still gives them the same amount of points. They lead 6-0, a 2-point conversion on the way. We'll go fullback give. Silas Miser crosses the plane.
Giving it to the big boy to clean out the drive here for the 2-point conversion. Silas Miser, of course, as you said, Jonathan, moving from the defensive line. Played a little bit of offensive line here and there sparingly. Moved him kind of into this full-time fullback position, that big body to help add an extra blocker in there without having to bring in a lineman and taking a skilled guy out.
Take a look at that Danville student section traveling all the way out. 47 kids traveled in on a Spirit bus that was funded by Danville sponsors who wanted them here today, and this is why right now, because Danville leads it 8-0. And happy Halloween also to you. I hope you saw our touchdown graphics at home and also some of the costumes being shown by the student section today. So we're right back where we started. Danville, of course, kicked off to Catholic Central. They couldn't get anything, and now Danville playing with the upper hand because in the second half, they'll get a chance to start with the ball, try to keep this momentum going as the 11 seed looking for an upset.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about the Spirit Bus for Danville, something that they've been doing heavily the past couple of years for the playoff runs. It's one of the things Danville has always been known about is they travel very well. It doesn't matter how far it is or where it is in the state. Danville is always there, and they show out. You see an onside kick here, and they get it.
And it's in for Danville. Wow.
Looks like Wes Payne ended up just falling right on it. The ball went almost straight into his arms as soon as it crossed the 50.
That is a beautiful easy scoop. I don't know how you don't see that on the scouting report. They've done it all season long, but Danville this time gets it in.
Yeah, I don't know. The Crusaders had number 5, Kyron Busick over there on that side of the line. I'm not sure why they don't have him maybe to the outside or looking for that, but it seems like they almost immediately dropped back as soon as the ball was kicked.
4:52 to go in the first quarter as Danville doesn't even give the ball back to Catholic Central, and onside gets them the ball back. Proper looking down the field. He's going to take a shot on a post route, and Aiden Mickley not able to get there.
Great pass there by Proper. Was placed right where only Mickley could have done that. Just a little bit out of his reach. He wasn't able to reach out and grab it. But again, if that was a complete pass right there, that's another quick score back-to-back.
8-0 Danville. Second drive of the day. Roper looking for a signal from his offensive coordinator, and we'll see a timeout by Coach Bloom as they will talk things over.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of confusion with the play call coming from the sidelines. Coach Bloom calling the timeout to get his team all on the same page here.
So as we sit in this timeout, let me cue up we're going to show you the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and then the onside kick here as we sit in this timeout, presented by Danville Tire and Alignment. Prancing 3 yards, and they got the 2-point try. And they gave it to Silas Miser, who was able to truck forward. The 2-point conversion a few minutes ago. And of course, the onside kick that passes in this position. Beautifully executed. Wow. Great sequence here in the last 3-4 minutes. They sit with second down and 10 after an incompletion. They were looking for Mickley down the field. Proper tucks it himself again. He's gone on the ground quite a bit. That'll gain 8.
Another good inside run there, designed run for Proper. Had great blocking up front, had 2 or 3 guys through when he got tackled. I think with how cold it is tonight and with the wind kind of picking up a little bit here right before game time, they're going to stick to the run a little bit more.
Rose will move back there. There'll be a toss to Cy. But Cy's bottled up quickly. No gain. Probably the best tackle today for Catholic Central as a good job to maintain. Or no, that was a Matty Jones who made the tackle to make it 4th down.
Yeah, it looks like Silas Miser as the lead blocker on that toss play there. Looks like maybe he just didn't see the defender there on the outside of the line of scrimmage, which, I mean, that happens sometimes. You're looking upfield. You're designed to block a certain person. Sometimes you have to defer from that.
4th down and 3. Wallace getting it in open space. They'll get more than 3 yards here to the 10. It's a touchdown for Cy Wallace. Picking up right back where he left off. 4 touchdowns last week, and he's already off to a fantastic start to the postseason.
Yeah, that right there is something that this Catholic Central team, I know, haven't seen that a lot. They have to contain sides right there, obviously contain breaking a little bit. Side had nobody in front of them, and he was just gone for the races. I mean, if you leave enough room like that for Cy, he's going to make you hurt every time.
2-point try impending. Danville already leads 14-0. Anything else they can add will be some bonus points. Shotgun set with 4 receivers. Sidecar right is Cy. Motion from Briggs, they'll roll his way. Proper, nice throw to Wes Payne, who makes the catch right at the end zone, makes it 16-0. As we'll take a break, come back live and free. Danville, the 11 seed, already out to a big lead over Catholic Central out of Steubenville.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
And welcome back to Steubenville High School. Briggs Wallace just had an onside kick recovered by Danville, and just a couple plays later they were able to scamper into the end zone with his brother Cy. You know that Catholic Central is going to be ready for this one. Where does Briggs take it this time? Another short one. This will roll 10 yards again.
Wow, 2 straight onside kicks. Again, Catholic Central backing off as soon as the ball leaves the tee, and they have essentially what is their hands team out on the field, and they backed away from it. I don't know if that was just miscommunication between the coaches in that front line, but 2 back-to-back onside kicks like that, and you're already down 16-0 this early in the game.
I can't believe that. That is something, but Danville gets the football back. And Parker Proper, the freshman, is just going to keep on getting more comfortable as this game goes on. He's already led 2 touchdown drives. Here he is under center. 1st down and 10 in this Catholic Central 49-yard line. Proper, RPO, looks up to his brother. Carson
and he got it.
Makes a great catch, misses one, tackled inside the 25. A beautiful play. Proper to Proper. This is a dream start to Killbuck.
And you saw there, Parker had to hold himself back there on that play. Just a quick one-step drop is just a pop pass to the tight end. Obviously, his brother able to make the catch, but he went to throw it, saw nobody was there, and pulled it back down and didn't move at all, and still made the complete pass.
He is seeing this defense really well. He'll toss it out Ridgeway. Remember, he's a quarterback. He's looking to throw it. That's nearly picked, though. They were looking for Briggs Wallace.
I think that right there, he's trying to force it into an area that he shouldn't. He didn't really take what would have been an 8 or 10-yard loss. But again, in that situation, an 8 or 10-yard loss is better than an interception, even if it's this deep into the opposing territory.
Or you just chuck that thing out of bounds.
Yeah, and that
you're out of the pocket. Don't have to worry. Just get it across the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 on the 15. Blue Devils looking to make it a 3-score lead within 10 minutes of this one. Proper, QB keeper from the get-go. He's going to be tugged back by Alex Fedorov, the senior. Make it a 3rd down situation. Looks like a gain of 3.
Yeah, it looks like 72 Fedorov and 75 Kostecki, both in there at the bottom of the pile, able to swallow everything up. But Proper there. He had Ridgeway lead blocking. It's just that hole that was there closed up basically as soon as Ridgeway went through and wasn't able to go anywhere.
Shotgun set with 4 receivers. Fake to Ridgeway, collapsing pocket, and Proper's going to go down. Not the greatest rep from that offensive line as 3 Crusaders able to bring them down together.
Yeah, there it seemed like Proper may have been getting a little heat to the pocket flag. Eventually, the defensive line is going to get there. It's just a matter of time when that happens.
It almost looked like the offensive line was expecting the give to Ridgeway because they were kind of motioning upfield. And then Proper kept it and took a sack. Here goes 4th down and 7. Just about a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Back to pass. Some more pressure. Wallace not going to be able to do enough work as he's gang tackled at the 15 for a loss. And that will be a turnover on downs. 1st down 4. Because they finally get the football back. It's been some time.
Yeah, I mean, Danville had 5 minutes still left in the quarter whenever they got their first touchdown. And we're now below a minute, and Crusaders haven't touched the ball since probably the minute 7, minute 8 mark.
Looks like there's a player down for the Crusaders. So as they tend to this player, we're going to take a break, come back here live and free on the OH Report with the second drive of the game for Catholic Central.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Did it freeze?
It's those. And welcome back here live and free on the OH Report. Apologize for the technical difficulties there. I've noticed a couple of our streams are freezing up. I believe it's the Halloween graphics that we're starting to put in. They look great, but trying to keep them from keeping out your feed. Here's a give to the back for Steubenville. They'll get a 1st down for Catholic Central.
Just a good quick run there for the Crusaders. Ended up getting tripped up by Chris Mosier. But too little too late. Crusaders gets 1st down.
And time will run out here in the 1st quarter. But Danville, damage has been done. They lead at 16-zip. And Catholic Central will continue their drive when we come back from the break here on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Live and free with the second quarter here from Steubenville. Quick handoff for Steubenville, and they are eaten up in the backfield. Nicely done by the Blue Devils. That'll make it now 2nd down and 11.
Nice gang tackle there by the Danville defense. Looked like there was 8 out of the 11 white hats there on the ball, all in that pile there.
So we, a couple minutes ago, had an injury timeout. It was the quarterback for Catholic Central, so they're trotting out their backup, Matty Jones. But Sprockeye is out for the time being. We'll see how he does later on in this game as Jones takes it himself, gains a couple yards back, but still going to be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Silas Miser just swallowing him up there for, again, just a couple-yard gain. But Crusaders not really able to get anything going on that drive. I wonder if they're going to try to play a little more conservative because Sprockeye is out for the time being.
Third and 9 on the 29-yard line here for the Crusaders, and now we'll see a timeout. And it is called by Catholic Central. Want to draw something up here on 3rd down and long. This game has not gone their way thus far. If you're just joining us, Danville up 16-0, and it's thanks to a pair of onside kicks that have both been recovered by Danville. They scored on one of them. The other one, they ended up having a turnover on downs, but they've just had the bulk of possession in this game so far.
Yeah, again, that first Crusader drive may be taking 2 or 3 minutes off the clock, and then the rest of the way in that first quarter was all Danville. Catholic Central didn't get the ball back until there's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. It's kind of hard to get anything going offensively when you don't have the ball on the offensive side of the field.
Both teams now have used a timeout.
Catholic Central possibly trying to get a different play call out. Maybe they didn't like the last one. Trying to get something else figured out here to do something against this Danville defense.
Crusaders down to their backup quarterback. Jones rolling out to his right. And he's going to get ripped up from behind, tossed up. It may be picked, but no, it's incomplete. Silas Miser nearly hauled this in. It looked like he was about to catch it. Then as he went to tuck it into his chest, he loses it, and it hits the ground. You can see it really well on that replay brought to you by Danville Tire and Automotive.
Yeah, that right there is kind of once a big man, always a big man. The stone hands kind of came into play there, wasn't able to haul it in. But still, that defensive front swallowed up Matty Jones there. He's trying to get something going, trying to shovel it out to his receiver, but
that's dangerous for sure. We'll see a punt. This one skids near side, out of bounds, and Danville will start in opposing territory at the 45. So the Blue Devils trot their way back out. They had a turnover on downs in the red zone last time out. Getting down the field has not been a problem. And honestly, scoring touchdowns for the most part has not been a problem either. It's just that they had a 4th down and long. It was a long way to go. They had to get deep into their playbook. Didn't end up working out as they went on a screen play to Cy Wallace. We'll see what they change up here. 10:32 to go in the second quarter. Proper under center. He'll move Briggs Wallace in motion. Ashton Spalding, the fullback. He will lead block for Cy Wallace, who switches field, and he is shut off nicely Out of defense for Catholic Central. It looks like number 19, Luke Bryan, was the first there.
Yeah, Luke Bryan able to come in and sweep everything up, but it was number 72, Alex Fedorov, that was right there that Cy kind of almost ran directly into, but he saw the big fella standing there in the middle of the field, tried to switch sides of the field, and just got swallowed up by everybody else coming downfield.
Cam Horn in far side, the sophomore as a receiver. Wes Payne facing a press from the cornerback. It'll be a run. Briggs Wallace taking it to the far end, and he loses the football. It's scooped up by Catholic Central, and it is tugged away from the freshman's hands, and the Crusaders will take over in nice field position.
Yeah, that right there, it looked like he was trying to use his speed to his advantage, trying to stretch everything to the line of scrimmage. Catholic Central taking great angles on that play. They had 2 or 3 guys on his back hip. Wasn't anywhere for him to go. Somebody able to knock the ball out there right at the end of almost as soon as he tried to cut back. And he actually took a big shot. I don't know if we caught it on camera, but as soon as the ball hit the ground, somebody came in, cleaned him out.
Seen a couple of traded blows here in this game early. Sprockeye back in the game after he took a hit late. A couple plays ago. He'll hand it off to his back, and they'll get to midfield.
And number 44, Silas Miser, able to make the stop there for just a 2-yard gain for Catholic Central. Number 22, Ryan Holsworth, the 5'11", 170-pound junior, carrying the ball there.
Good to see Sprockeye back out on the field after being down an extended amount of time after going hurt to the sideline. Trainer got him fixed up. He'll look to pass here. Pressure quickly and intended for Busick. This ball a little too high. We'll make it 3rd down. So defensively, Danville holding in tight. They're getting good pressure.
And so far, what I like to see out of Danville, especially compared to last week we saw Danville get flagged 17 times for 170 yards. So far, they've been able to play smart football tonight, and that right there I think is going to be the biggest advantage that they might have throughout this game, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
And that's something I don't think was talked about enough from us. The amount of flags that they went through, mostly holds. 3rd down and medium here. Shot down the field. There's a flag on the play as Payne got a little bit handsy with the top target in Michael Fabro.
Honestly, I think that was a good call there by the back judge. Throwing the flag there on the sidelines on Payne. He was all over him the whole way down the field. Didn't turn his head at all really to look for the ball. And as we've seen in past games, just turning the head is what a lot of these referees look for. It may be different with certain crews depending on how they tend to referee certain games, but he didn't even look like make an attempt to look back at the ball.
So after that flag, this will be a 1st down all the way up to the Danville 35. All of a sudden, when you see the offense out on the field, it doesn't look too bad here for Catholic Central. It's just those onside kicks really derailed them, as here's a gain for a yard from Davion Thorne. Danville rush defense has started to step up.
Yeah, Silas Miser coming from the backside of that defensive front there to come in and make the play on the ball. Of course, you got the big freshman, number 60, Caleb Inversa, kind of blocking everything up there in the middle, forcing it outside just a little bit, but Miser able to come in and clean everything up.
And so Sprockeye is hobbling over to the sideline. And with 7 seconds left, we're probably going to see a timeout from Catholic Central, and that's what we're going to see. But Matt Sprockeye, who's the star quarterback for this team, hobbled off, couldn't go another play. And the Crusaders call a 2nd timeout. They'll have to reconvene as Sprockeye's headed back to the bench.
Yeah, with the way he was kind of limping to the sidelines, it makes me think that maybe he got his ankle rolled up on there really not that long ago, which is why he came out injured. And I think it might just be bothering him a little too much. Can't really run on it confidently. The athletic trainers, they're going to try to re-tape that ankle, try to tighten it up a little bit to kind of hold everything in place. Going to go easy on him probably for the rest of this first half. Take a look at him, better look at him at halftime, and see if he's able to come back out and start the second half.
So Matty Jones comes back out to lead the offense, the backup, on 2nd down and 9 with 8:12 to go in the first half here from Steubenville. Jones in the shotgun. 2 backs with him. We'll see a flag, and it looks like it could be a false start.
And I think that's what the call is going to be. Somebody on the left side of that line moved just a little early. See if we can catch it on camera. I think they're going to call number 72, Fedorov, moving early. Number 2, Fabro, Michael Fabro.
Yeah, it was the receiver that far side. The official was right next to him, so that's probably the easiest call he can make.
And I wonder if maybe he just flinched just a little too early and the referee saw it. But, again, right in front of him, how could you not see that?
Switches to the near side now. Jones still trying to get the play call away clearly to the rest of his team. Under center goes Jones. Matty Jones, the sophomore, going to take over at quarterback after this season. He'll take a shot down the field again, and there's another flag.
Yeah, honestly, this flag could go both ways. It looked like Fabro was pulling on Payne just as much as Payne was pushing on him. Let's see what the official call is here, whether it's defense or offensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Number 2.
It'll be a second pass interference on Wes Payne. So move him inside the 25.
Wes Payne trying to play a little rough defense here against Catholic Central so far this first half. Maybe going a little too rough. These refs aren't liking so far.
Yeah, timeout Danville.
Yeah, Coach Bloom having a heated discussion with this defensive unit. Obviously wasn't happy about 17 flags last week. Not happy about these 2 flags and how they've played so far this drive. He's going to try to get them on the right mindset, get everybody back on track here, and get everybody's focus back in the game.
And the timeout also gave one of his assistants some time to talk to an official about what they think they're seeing, and that's a hold on the offensive side that is triggering Payne having a little extra contact that he doesn't want to have. So maybe trying to just give them their side of the story, see if they can get some calls later down the line. But 8:07 to go here in the second. Out of this next timeout, both teams now have used 2 timeouts. Jones back under center as we continue things again. Blue Devils lead at 16-0 as they'll give it to Thorne, who pushes forward 4-2.
Thorne kind of going a little bit airborne there. You saw number 54, Owen Gromberg, kind of diving at his ankles as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage. Able to just hold him to a 1-yard gain. But honestly, even if Gromberg hadn't have hit him, I don't think he had really anywhere else for him to go either way.
Another big bunch at the offensive line. It's a give to Busick. He's wrapped up quickly.
There's the big body, Caleb Inverso, the freshman, number 60, swallowing him up. Danville likes to put those big bodies, especially Coach Duncan. He likes to put the big kids in the middle of that line and he explains to them at the beginning of the season, look, these guys aren't going to make plays all the time. They're not going to make big plays all the time. That's why players like Caleb Inverso are role players. They're in there to fill the hole, to plug everything up, and that right there is exactly why they do that.
There goes 3rd down and 9. Jones takes a shot, ball's
Ball on the
loose,
ground.
and it's scooped up by Danville as Mosier pries it free. And the Blue Devils are in business at the 40.
Mosier coming in with a huge strip sack to stop this Crusaders drive, which really has eaten up almost half of this entire second quarter. And then number 56, Jacob Byers, is able to come in and jump on the ball to get the ball back in Danville possession.
So just when you thought Crusaders were starting to build something up, maybe put some points on the board, Danville's defense steps up big time, makes a nice stop. They've already matched their takeaway total from last week. They only had one against East Knox. See Proper back in action, gives it up. Cy Wallace finds an open window, takes it to the outside. He's looking for a second touchdown tonight, and he's got it.
Yeah, he had nobody in front of him. Number 4, Davion Thorne, coming down to try to make a play and took a bad angle on him. Something you can't do against Cy Wallace. Cy Wallace making just an easy cut there to the outside, and he was just gone. He had nobody in front of him. And he's just so much faster than everybody that they've played most of the season that they're going to see throughout this postseason.
So Wallace gets his second touchdown of the night. That'll make it 22-0 pending a 2-point try.
Looks like they're bringing in number 10, Nolan Ridgway, in at the quarterback spot. Probably going to try to do what they were doing last week, bringing in Ridgway as the big-bodied quarterback.
Well, now Proper's coming back out.
in.
And a timeout by Danville, as they were running out of time on the play clock. Were they going to go and kick an extra point?
I think Ridgway was looking and only counted 10 men on the field, so Proper was coming in to fill that extra spot. Looked like just a confusion in the play call.
Yeah, very rare that you see an extra point garner that much confusion, if that's what they were doing.
And even with Coach Bloom's coaching style, even though they're up 3 scores now, he has said before in the past, said multiple times last year, he's not going to kick an extra point unless they're up by 30. So if that was the case, if they were kicking an extra point, even that was surprising.
Well, Ridgway and Proper are in.
Ridgway in kind of in that slot receiver position there.
So this will be a 2-point try. Carson Proper in at tight end near side. Number 9 in whites. Trips to the other end. A lot of big bodies. Another shift. Now moving to the right side. Tharp. And Proper. Parker takes a snap. Finds an open C. Leads his brother. And that'll be 2. 24-0 as Danville leads it over Catholic Central.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
And we're back here live and free on the OH Report. 24-0 Danville. The 11 really taking it to the 6. Nice kick from Briggs Wallace. Goes all the way back to the return team as Jonathan Howell will get a big hit past the 25. Switch possession. It'll be a Danville Feed and Supply first down for the Catholic Central Crusaders. who came into this week after a Week 10 win over East Tech up in Cleveland, 37-6. It was a Saturday game. Of course, Steubenville Catholic Central shares a field with the Big Red, who actually have a bye this week thanks to the new playoff format. So that's why this game's played on Friday rather than Saturday. But East Tech up in Cleveland, even longer trip for those Apaches who came down for Week 10 than it was for Danville coming in Week 11. First down and 10, Matty Jones still in at quarterback. He'll take a throw down the field, and this will be incomplete. West Payne this time.
The Catholic Central sideline looking for another pass interference call. Honestly, I think it's a good decision on the referees not pulling the flag on that.
Fabro, the intended receiver.
It looked like the ball just kind of sailed on Jones there a little bit. Fabro had Payne beat over the center. If he was able to place the ball right, it would have been a huge gain. But I think the ball just kind of came out a little early and kind of sailed on him.
Second down and 10. Quick throw this time. Another higher one, and hit right as he catches it. Davion Thorne will get to the 30.
He took a big shot there by Cy Wallace. Getting up a little slow. That one definitely hurt. Good shot there by Wallace. Good form tackle. And with this cold weather, those hits like that hurt just a little bit worse.
Yeah. See third down and 6 after that play. But Catholic Central in that game we mentioned against East Tech, 37-6 win. They scored those 37 points unanswered, mostly in the first half. So it's been a rough couple of quarters here, just trying to find some offense as they sit shut out. Another short completion. Looked like the ball came out, but they mark him down. Get a look at this again, thanks to Danville Tire and Automotive. Oh, yeah, he definitely was down. Fourth down on the way.
Again, good form tackle there by Cy Wallace. Good on through the whistle because a lot of players, they would have backed off knowing that his knee would have went down. Chris Mosier jumped on the ball just in case maybe the referees saw something different.
5 minutes left. Big pressure from Danville. Just barely missed a blocked punt there. Scooped up Briggs Wallace. Plenty of room. Far sideline. Gets past the first contain. Takes a shot out of bounds from Nate Irvin. And that'll be inside the 35. Danville in business, trying to get up by 30 by the end of the half to make it what would be a running clock to start the second half in an 11-6 matchup. Let the Blue Devil offense back out on the field.
Yeah, Irvin making the tackle there on the sidelines kind of really saved another touchdown for Danville because it didn't look like Briggs had anybody else in front of him other than Irvin.
Left side car, Nolan Ridgeway. Snap to Proper, drops back in the pocket, steps up, fires towards the end zone, look inside, Wallace's way. Incomplete. There's a lot of bodies in that area, and I didn't see the football at all, so I figured somebody caught it, but it does fall to the ground.
I think both Cy Wallace and Davion Thorne, who's getting up slow after that last play, both had their hand on the ball, but once they both hit the ground, the ball kind of skirted out there at the end, which obviously is an incomplete pass because you have to contain possession of the ball throughout the entire play.
But that kind of play we don't see often from Danville, where they kind of just launch it up the field and let their receivers make a play. Wallace back in motion. They'll toss it to Briggs, and he'll switch up the middle. Tries to stiff arm one, but a great tackle brought down by James McInnes right around that line of scrimmage for third down.
Yeah, McGinnis, a 6'2", 185-pound senior, has really been a big part of this Crusader defense throughout the season. Talking with the athletic director and the coaches before the game, he's definitely kind of held down the middle of that Crusader defense throughout the year. Able to make a big play there to hold them 3rd and 10, I'm sorry.
Another shotgun set. Option play. Proper will keep it himself, and he's going to get close to the first down marker. Certainly go for it range. as they are a yard short.
Yeah, that right there, honestly, they could have gone either way. They could have handed it off to Cy up the middle, or Proper kept it, which, as we saw, he did. I think either way, the play would have resulted in the same amount of yards. As you see Ridgeway coming in here at the quarterback spot. And big Silas Miser at the fullback. See if they hand it to him to get the hard yard for the first down.
That's exactly what they will do, and it's unstoppable on the side of Catholic Central. First down for the Blue Devils. Here it is again. Miser had the 2-point conversion earlier on in the game. This time gets plenty of yardage inside the red zone now at the 19.
Yeah, Coach Bloom putting a lot of trust in the big fella, just saying, hey, hold on to the ball, don't let anybody touch it and get that yard.
Proper back in at QB.
Back in the I formation, Ashton Spalding filling in that fullback spot.
6 linemen here for this play. Play action, they're going to take a shot over to Carson Proper, who cannot haul it in. Looked like he had some real estate if he did bring in that catch.
Yeah, it looked like it was just a little bit out of reach for the older of the two brothers. Again, if he was able to haul that in, if he didn't score, he would have gotten down to at least the 5-yard line.
Yeah. Now make it 2nd down and 10. 2:50 to go.
Just inside the red zone here for Danville.
Trips far side. Cy Wallace back in the backfield. We've got Briggs, Wes Payne, and Cam Horn all on that far side. It'll be an RPO. This time they'll go to Proper. It's his 2nd catch of the day as Carson has it at the 10. Actually, they'll give him the 9 and make it a 1st down.
Yeah, that RPO, it's a little bit of slow playing on that last play there. Able to just get it off. He had 2 or 3 Crusaders coming in right in his face. But again, able to make a great throw to his older brother to keep this drive going.
And they do get the 1st down, but one of the worst things you can really get is 1st down and goal at the 9. See what the Blue Devils do with it. Carson Proper in motion. Give to Nolan Ridgeway. Currently riding a 5-touchdown streak, or a 5-game touchdown streak. He goes for, it looks like, a yard on this one.
Yeah, swallowed up by 75 Kostecki and number 9, Zach Bryan. Still able to pick up at least a yard on that play, but he was hit a yard in his own backfield.
So just able to turn forward. That's what Danville's been looking for. Of course, Cy can bruise when he needs to sometimes, but really need to find that 2 in what would be a 1-2 punch down this postseason line, and that's what they really believe Ridgeway is going to bring these next couple of weeks. He'll block here for Proper. Quick throw, one-handed catch from Briggs. He's shoved into the end zone. What a play from the freshman to make it 30-zip.
Yeah, that right there, he's just kind of showing off his skill and athleticism there. The pass is a little far outside, just able to get his hand out in time and reach for it.
That's a beautiful
and
catch.
Able to haul it in 6 and, again, shoved into the end zone.
2-point try on the way. Devils have come into town and simply dominated here in this first half. And in motion. Proper looking, end zone wide open. My goodness. Ashton Spalding finds a gap in that zone and makes it 32-0 as we'll take a break with 1:15 to go here in the second. But Danville, all business in Steubenville tonight.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Well, the KMAC showing off their strength here tonight. The 11th seeded Danville Blue Devils are up 32-0 on Catholic Central, who cannot scoop this football in the squib, running all the way back to the 10 to make a play. And being tackled inside is Steubenville. Catholic's loss. And the Blue Devil defense just piling it on, and the special teams has had a great day.
Yeah, that was number 50. McGinnis there, able to finally scoop it up at his own, looks like 10-yard line they're going to give him. It's not something you see every day, a lineman in the back receiving kicks.
Well, yeah, he's also the safety. That's something I noticed when we were scouting out this team in Catholic Central. Number 50, James McGinnis, he's the safety for this team.
And they have him listed here on our roster as an outside linebacker. Obviously one of the big fellas that can keep up with skilled players.
Hand off to Kyron Busick. And with a minute to go, we'll see if Catholic Central just opt to run this clock down, but that even isn't great because Danville gets the football back in the second half.
Yeah, they're in a must-score position here with less than a minute left in this first half. Only 1-yard gains right here is not gonna cut it. For them, they have to try to get points on the board before the half.
And their star quarterback out with injury. As you see the backup drop the snap, look to take a shot down the field, and Mickley makes the interception. Breaks out of a tackle. It's his second interception in as many weeks. He steps out at the 15. Aiden Mickley starting to be a late riser for this team. And Danville, they could score again with 28 seconds left.
Yeah, that's got to hurt. Aiden Mickley able to break out of that tackle there and get the ball all the way down to the 15 inside the red zone with 28 seconds left. We'll see if Coach Bloom tries to pad the stats a little bit here at the very end of the first half, or maybe he just runs the ball out.
Proper sprints out to give the play call to his offense.
8 seconds left on the play clock.
3 receivers in formation, 28 seconds to go once the snap. Just get it off in time. RPO, Carson Proper makes the catch. It's a touchdown again. 38-0. Dominance from the Devils.
And Danville just needing really less than 4 seconds. There's 28.3 seconds left. When the ball is snapped, there's 24.5 seconds left in the first half. Another brother-to-brother touchdown there, like we saw several times throughout the regular season.
And the loss of Sprockeye early in this game, he was a star not just offensively, but he was the leading tackler for this team coming into tonight. And with him sidelined, that defense is really given way for Danville to wreak havoc. It's 38-0. Here's a 2-point try. Proper throws it. Nice catch. Proper again.
Yeah, losing Sprockeye definitely hurt them. I feel like this game, they might still be down at this point against this really great Danville team that we're seeing tonight. But I feel like the game might be a little closer with Sprockeye in the game. Obviously, losing him has definitely hurt both the offense and defensive side of the ball for them. But they have to figure out something during halftime to get something going to finally get points on the board. And with Danville getting the ball to start the second half, this right here is not the position the Crusaders wanted to be in.
And I think this is going to be a game that if it continues on this trend, is going to be looked at all across the state of Ohio. And there are going to be some questions raised about the seeding and how teams get to where they are, because Danville does not look like an 11 seed right now. In fact, some other computer point sites that I've seen have had Danville as high as 3rd in this region, despite going 5-5 against what is now being proven as a gauntlet of a schedule.
Yeah, I know we talked a little bit about that pregame before we even started the live stream here tonight. You said it was Fast 50, I believe you said, had them 3rd in the region. Definitely something that OHSAA might be talking about after tonight.
Scoop from Thorne. He'll be hit forward past the 30. Checking in elsewhere, it looks like Fredericktown trailing on the road at Fairview, 30-19. So Fairview taking care of business at home as of now. Looks like that just ended the first half, as we're getting ready to end it here as well with 18.5 seconds still to go. Catholic Central with the football. Blue Devils will get it at the end of, or to start the second half. And make sure to stay tuned, live and free up.
How well they execute this first play. But again, going into halftime, down 40 points against a team like Danville is not a position that really anybody wants to be in, especially this Catholic Central team that's kind of ran into what looks like a juggernaut of a team tonight.
And to think this Danville team was an upset away from not being in at all. And here they are, making a statement again. This is the team that reached the Final Four, folks. They won this regional last year. They still believe they're towards the top of it. And they're proving it tonight. Potential final play of the first half. Low snap. Jones shot near sideline. This will be dropped. Would have been out of bounds anyways. Foot stepped on red carpet, and it's 3.8 seconds left, so we will have one more play. 3rd down.
Yeah, it looks like maybe they're just trying to get the ball a little further downfield to make the final play a little easier. Obviously, the ball kind of went. It would have, like you said, it would have been incomplete anyways. He came down out of bounds, but they definitely didn't want an incomplete pass there.
Shotgun formation, 3 receivers. Jones already facing pressure. He'll get hit hard. Gronberg and Tharp combine for the sack. And zeros are on the clock, and that'll take us to the end of the half. Boy, did you see this coming? 40-0. Danville, the 11 seed in Region 27, showing off here in Steubenville tonight. We'll take a break, come back with your bands live and free on the halftime show here on the OH Report.
Security, exceptional marketing features, and improve your business operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend.
history, a little groove, a whole lot. Their performance of a cult classic, made famous by the Cramps, revived by a whole new generation of fans watching the TV show Wednesday. Featuring senior twirler Annie McCardle, this spooky rock favorite will have you moving in your seats. So sit back and get ready to rock and enjoy the sounds of the Blue Devil Band performing Goo Goo Muck. And tonight features a special spotlight performance by senior trumpet soloist Bevo Adams. Get ready to make some noise for the Blue Devil Band because we want to dance like Uma Thurman.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the 2025 Steubenville Catholic Central High School Crusader Marching Band, led by drum major Cash Dobson. Our first song is from our senior show and is by the Cuban-American singer, songwriter, actress, and businesswoman Gloria Estefan, featuring drill by senior Dylan Busey and Royalette routine by senior Evie Ziegler. Here's the Crusader Marching Band with Let's Get Loud. The Crusader Marching Band is now led by drum major Eva Urbancic. This song was one of Michael Jackson's biggest hits, with a little help from Vincent Price. Watch out for the zombies. Here's the Crusader Marching Band with Thriller. Here's the Crusader Marching Band with Holding Out for a Hero. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 Steubenville Catholic Central High School Crusader Marching Band. Thank you for your kind attention this evening. Enjoy the second half. Let's go
It ain't the video you want, but you could have backup.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment.
Happy Halloween!
And let's jump into your Valley ATV halftime show. Well, look at that score right there. Danville, the 11 seed in this district, running away with it, and then some. It's 40-0 over Catholic Central here tonight. Look into the lights, you can start to see a little bit of rain starting to fall here in Steubenville. Wasn't on the forecast coming in tonight, but it's going to turn into a little bit of a ground and pound here as the third quarter will start on a running clock.
Yeah, and that's I don't think is going to affect Danville much as they've really just kind of ran the ball most of the night. They've got a few good pass plays in there in this first half, but I think the struggle is really going to be on this Catholic Central side, where they started to get a little bit of a drive put together there halfway through the second quarter, but it was stalled out by, I believe it was an interception. I could be wrong in that. Catholic Central is going to have to try to get their running game going here. Passing game has not worked for them so far tonight, and that Danville defensive front, they hopefully Catholic Central was able to get something figured out over halftime to kind of take control of that line of scrimmage.
Seeing all of the scores so far today on your screen for this halftime show presented by Valley ATV. How about this kid, Cy Wallace? Just seems like he gets to a different level when it comes to the postseason. Long touchdown you just saw there on your screen. A couple other guys stepping up like Briggs, Cy's brother. He's going to have a one-handed catch here that you'll see momentarily out of that first half. But those two, what are they going to mean if this team wants to go on a deep postseason run?
Yeah, those two, having them both on the field at the same time. Briggs kind of playing that same role that Cy did last year for Danville, that freshman that kind of nobody really worried about at the beginning of the season, but made sure that everybody knew who he was as the season went on, and he's really kind of picked up a lot of really slack that we've seen out of the Danville offense so far this year.
So let's head to the third quarter, why don't we, here, live and free. Again, running clock here until Crusaders can bring it within 30. But the way we've seen the offense kind of locked up by Danville in this game, odds aren't looking too great here for Steubenville Catholic Central as they'll kick off to Danville, who will start with it here in the second half. Briggs Wallace looking to take it to the outside. He'll stuff up to the middle, get some nice blocks past the 30. To the 40 he goes, across midfield, just has to beat the kicker. Briggs Wallace trying to go all the way to the end zone, and he's there.
What a way to start the half for the young man. First kick of the second half, and he's already taking it to the house. No flags on the field. Definitely adding to this excitement and momentum that Danville already
That was a long pause. Were you surveying the field for flags?
I was looking around, make sure a late flag didn't get thrown in there.
But Briggs Wallace had a one-handed catch we saw as we recapped the first half, and here he is with a big kickoff return for a touchdown. And I hate to spoil it early, but that's your MVP tonight. We'll talk to him at the end of the broadcast.
Yeah, and honestly, with that first half that he had, how could it not be? 2 onside kicks back-to-back, the one-handed touchdown grab that he had. He just was everywhere on the field in that first half.
Proper, nice pocket, gets hit from behind, still able to complete it to his big bro. 48-0. So we'll stay here. Both teams will head back to their sidelines, so Danville doesn't even have to bring their offense out onto the field up except for a 2-point conversion. But the Blue Devils, great crowd on hand to witness what has been just simply a lopsided affair tonight between Catholic Central and Danville, and it's the KMAC. I said it at the end of the second quarter that was a very tough league this year. Now, Fredericktown on the other side, they are trailing to Fairview right now, but just looking at the load of work that Danville has had to go through coming into today, and then they come in against Steubenville Catholic Central, a team that wasn't too familiar with the boosted competition that comes in from the Columbus area. Blue Devils are going to kick off now, up 8 points extra here in the third quarter.
And I will say something. I'll wait until after this kickoff so we can see here what Danville decides, if Briggs decides to kick it deep like he did there getting towards the end of the first half, or if he does another onside kick like we saw him do several times so far.
Yep, he'll boot this pretty much as a squib right down the middle, scooped up by Thorne. Thorne will look to respond on special teams on the other side. He'll get knocked down at the 36-yard line. Peyton, what was your point you were going to get to?
So something I saw there after that 2-point conversion, Danville's up 48-0, and Coach Bloom is on the sidelines ripping into one of his linemen because he saw something that he didn't like that lineman did. I didn't quite catch the number of who it was. But, again, they're up 48-0. He's still on these guys as if it's a 2-point game. It's that right there just shows the different level of expectations that Danville has for their players.
Here goes Ryan Holsworth. He'll get to the 40. It's like a 4-yard gain. But on the other side, if you're Catholic Central, what are you looking for to really get yourself opened up to put some points on the board simply?
They have to try to get something going with the running game. I know they tried throwing the ball a little bit there at the end of the first half to try to get some points on the board. But if they're able to get those running lanes opened up, might open up something deep downfield to get a big play, start to get some momentum. That's the biggest thing they need right now. They need some momentum behind their backs to help try to make a game out of this.
They'll go back to the ground. Holsworth. Nice churn for a first down. Gets a yard past the marker.
First down yardage.
Even was contacted well before that, was still able to push forward for the line to gain.
And that right there, that's the kind of toughness that Catholic Central needs to see out of their players. Holsworth basically having to fight for every single one of those yards that play. Able to pick up the first down just inside their own territory. And they need to string together a series of plays just like that one to open up their passing game, to try to open up their playbook a little bit more.
Holsworth, a third straight carry, will be taken to the turf. Looks like Carson Proper on the tackle. 6-yard gain. So Central Catholic, or Catholic Central, came into today with a 2-game win streak. They beat Conneton Valley 48-30. They beat East Tech 37-6. They played some solid competition in the area too, as I'll go back to Holsworth for a 4th straight time. It looks like he'll gain 1, but they played Fairport Harding, a team that sits 10-0 right now. They're enjoying their bye week, as many teams are, top teams in the area. And then also they played up against Strasburg Franklin, a team that leads Lucas right now and has the Cubs locked in a shutout at the moment, as the Tigers really putting in work against Lucas. And then some other playoff qualifiers. Bishop Rosecrans also in this region, and aforementioned Conneton Valley. 3rd down and short. Right at the first down marker, it appears we will see the chains move.
And right here you see Catholic Central starting to kind of string those run plays together, making a little bit of a drive out of this. Really not doing anything super creative with their offensive game plan so far. Just kind of trying to open up those running lanes to eventually open up the passing game to really break out the rest of their playbook, which they've kind of had to keep close tonight.
That ball nearly spilled. It looked like Holsworth was struggling to hold on to it, but he does go down with the football, so it's 2nd down and 10, no gain.
Yeah, it looked like just a bit of a bobbled handoff there by Holsworth.
There's a player down, too. So there is an injured player on the field for Catholic Central. It appears that Johnny Kostecki is in some pain, so as they take care of him, we'll take a break.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Injured player taken off to the sidelines, so hope everything's all right with Johnny Kostecki for Catholic Central. So the team will jot back out for a 2nd down and 9 situation in a running clock scenario at 4.5 to go in the 3rd. Danville leads it 48-0 here on the road. Snap give, Davion Thorne, the freshman. He'll try to push forward for a couple yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, again, that Danville defense, 7 or 8 guys on the ball at the point of contact. It's hard to get anything going. Catholic Central has been able to get a little bit of a drive going here with their run game so far, but that right there just swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. It looked like number 72 Farron Ball was able to get in on that tackle. I'm not sure if he made the initial contact or not.
Thorne takes it again, looking to get to the corner, and Mosier shuts him down, takes him all the way back to the 44. Forward progress will help keep them in Devil territory, but Chris Mosier all over this play.
Yeah, number 4, Davion Thorne, really had nowhere to go. Chris Mosier had his eyes on Thorne as soon as he got the ball. Thorne obviously very upset by that, upset by how the game's gone so far. But it's hard to not have a score like this when you have such a dominant performance by this Danville defense that they've had tonight.
Punt team comes out again. Wallace brothers back to return. Cy on the far side leads the KMAC, or led the KMAC, in punt return yardage average at 17 yards per return. See if they go his way or if they'll go to Briggs, who just had a kickoff return for a touchdown. So pick your poison.
They'll probably try to kick it somewhere along the boundary line.
And they'll shank it into the bleachers for Danville. So 1st down for the Blue Devils. So I guess the option is, let's just not kick it to either of them, send it straight out of bounds, and the Blue Devils will take over at the 45 as it's a net punt of 4 yards.
Yeah, it's a good decision to kick it out of bounds against these 2 dangerous return men, but not a good decision to kick it 4 yards downfield. It's definitely not what he was trying to do, but giving the ball to this Danville offense, first time we're seeing them this second half, and we're already 10 minutes through this first quarter of the second half.
How about an empty backfield for Proper? He'll face some pressure. It is a jailbreak screen for Briggs, who cannot get past the first tackler. It'll be a big loss of 6. Do you remember all the way back in week 2 when we got to see Danville at Tough Street for the first time, and those sorts of plays killed them in a game against Utica?
Yeah, that game against Utica, I'm sure that's one of those games Coach Bloom wishes he could have back, because the way this team has progressed throughout the season. Again, it was a young team coming into the year. Definitely had a lot of struggles at the beginning of the season. But the second half of the season got everything figured out, got everything put together. Still struggled a little bit, but they were against great teams in the KMAC.
Payne in motion. Under center, the give will go to Nolan Ridgway. We'll get close to the 1st down marker. Solid gain. But the reason I bring that up We're going to see third down here, but the reason I bring that up is they're kind of taking some of those low blows that they took early on in the year, especially in that Utica game that a lot of people were rightfully frustrated with. They've kind of added them to their playbook, and it's kind of the culmination of what we're seeing tonight as they're learning from all of those losses. And they had a lot of them compared to what Danville's used to at 5-5 on the year. This will get them back over 500, but notes certainly being taken. Another snap and another give. Ridgeway powers for the first down and more. Right at the 40, and he continues pushing past the 40 as well.
Right there, the same play, back-to-back, just trap play with number 50, Tyson Payne, pulling to kick out that defensive tackle. The give to Ridgeway, giving them the first down, and it's going to end the third quarter, bringing it up for fourth quarter.
Put those fours up, Danville Nation. 48-0, Blue Devils breezing through here at Steubenville.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Well, the 12-minute timer has already started. We are 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. Here live and free on the OH Report. It's 48-0 Danville over Catholic Central in Steubenville. And Blue Devils driving near hash. First down and 10. Aiden Mickley in motion. Fake toss to him. It's a misdirection. West Payne, acres of space. Put him over 50, ladies and gentlemen. West Payne to the end zone. His first touchdown since week 7 against Cardington.
And that right there, Coach Bloom getting some of those reserve guys into the game a little bit, get some of these younger guys some playoff action here on Friday night. This blowout win so far. Right now, 54-0. Digging in a little bit into the trickery side of the playbook. Let these guys have a little bit of fun.
Forgive me for this, but it's starting to feel like a Centerburg KMAC game. It's
a little bit. We saw
Centerburg.
We saw Centerburg beat who was at Mount Gilead by 40 points. That was a game we definitely didn't expect that kind of a score.
And I know this is a Danville broadcast, but bringing up Centerburg, I feel like it's warranted because it was such a dominant year. We'll get to that in a moment, but here's the 2-point try. Proper looking. Able to evade a rusher, nearly finds. Is it Ashton Spalding in the end zone?
Yep, number 15, Ashton Spalding, the senior tight end.
But just recapping the KMAC season, of course, here in Week 11, Danville, I think they played one of the best halves against Centerburg out of anybody in the regular season when they played over at the Heart of Ohio. But then we saw the Trojans kind of surge, and just like they did all season long, but it's one of the most dominant KMAC runs we have seen in recent memory.
Yeah, Danville, even though they went into the halftime locker room in that game down 14-0, those 14 points didn't come from Centerburg's offense. That was by way of a pick six, I believe, by Miles Marshall.
Yeah.
And
punt return
for a touchdown. Who was that for the punt return? I can't remember.
It was Hayden Love.
Hayden Love. Thank you for that. Again, Danville, one of the only teams really the entire season to keep Centerburg scoreless at any point in either the first or second half of the season.
And that defense that we just mentioned was able to do that against Centerburg. You're about to see him go to work again as they'll give the ball back to Catholic Central. Got to give a shout out to Danville Nation making their way out tonight for what has been probably an even better result than they probably expected coming out off of the Spirit bus today. Of course, all the students coming off the Spirit bus. I'm sure there was a chain of cars behind as they all made the long trip to Steubenville for a 54-0 whooping of these Crusaders. Line drive kick right to Thorne. He'll take it past the 30. Finds a seam as Cam Horn wraps him up past the 45. Uh-oh, it's a little bit of chippy stuff right after the fact.
Referees keeping the flags in their pockets for the time being, but there was a lot of chippiness going on, a little bit from the reserves that are coming in to fill these roles for the starters in Danville, and definitely a lot of frustration coming from the Catholic Central side of that play. And I understand it because hosting a playoff game, this is definitely not the result you want. It's not the result you want in any game, but especially with it being their last game of the season, their last home game that these seniors are ever going to have. And for it to end this way, it's got to be frustrating.
Another handoff up the middle. A couple yards on the game for Holsworth. But you look at the scoreboard. Catholic Central, they're going to look at this and end their season at a record of 6-5. That's where Danville will head as well with their record after this game. And it all really started to go south when they lost their quarterback to injury, Matthew Sprocki. Or Sprocki, my mistake. Haven't seen him since the second quarter. Holsworth continuing to churn. This will be a yard short of the first down marker.
Yeah, you got to wonder, losing their quarterback that early in the game, it makes you think, would this game have ended with the result that it has? Would Catholic Central have made this a closer game? I think it would have. Sprocky's definitely one of the players that they relied on all season long. It was hard for them to lose him that early in the game.
Holsworth again. Looks like he's stuffed right at that 45-yard line out. So fourth down coming up.
Yeah, that was number 25, Colton Grant, the sophomore, who we've seen come in and play quite a bit throughout the season, filling in for some of the varsity guys, getting a little more playing time than some of the other reserves, but making a good play there, stopping them on third down to bring up 4th and 2.
Under center Jones. A lot of big fellas up at that help get the first down thanks to Busick's carry. A yard past the stick. 5.5 minutes to go. Danville getting the win here tonight, 54-0, and potentially some more. Maybe a score also late, potentially from Catholic Central, but Danville will take on the winner, or I guess they will take on Fisher Catholic point blank period, because Fisher Catholic sitting at home are probably watching this live stream on that bye as they look forward to seeing one of the top teams in the region, despite that number next to their name in the seedings. Holsworth to the 40.
Yeah, again, Danville only being the 11th seed in the region just goes to show how tough their conference is. Only going 5-5 and beating a team like this who's ranked 6th in the region. They only have a 6-4 schedule, but again, an 11 team isn't really supposed to come into these types of games and put up this kind of showing. And Danville really just showing how strong they are and how strong their conference is.
Another decent gain this time by Busick. So with this, the KMAC guaranteed 3 teams to move on to a regional quarterfinal. Fredericktown, at the last I checked, was trailing to Fairview up in Cleveland. I'll check in on that momentarily here. 4 minutes to go from Steubenville. But Mount Gilead, they're going to take on the winner of Colonel Crawford and Reedsville Eastern. That game also live and free on the OH Report tonight. And Centerburg going to take on the winner of Ridgewood. As there's a nice tackle in the backfield. Looks like it was, is that Colton Grant.
It's number 25, Colton Grant, the sophomore. Again, making a huge defensive stop there to bring up another Crusader 4th down. That young man, he's going to have one heck of a season next year, only a sophomore this year, getting a lot of playing time this year on varsity. Coach Bloom has definitely been impressed with his progress over this past offseason and is rewarding him with that progressive.
4th down and painfully long for Catholic Central. This ball short. And Danville will take over on downs, likely for the rest of this game. Checking in over between Fredericktown and Fairview. It is 37-27 Fairview, but still a minute 15 to go in the third quarter. Plenty of time left there. Of course, running clock here has really sped us up, but most games still in that third quarter, maybe beginning of the fourth, right around now. Blue Devils gonna trot out for one final drive here with 2.5 to go.
Yeah, Coach Spittler and the Fredericktown Freddy squad that he has over there, they're definitely not ready for this really good season that they've had so far to be over. Coach Spittler's he's a second-half coach. I know those boys are going to come out in that fourth quarter and really show out. That'll be one that we're going to have to watch in the closing minutes of that game.
Some new faces checking in for Danville. We'll list them as we see them here in the final 2 minutes. Ridgway looking to the left. Pressure coming. He'll just have to take himself down around the 46-yard line. Live to see another play. Second down. We've got a clock stoppage as there is an injury on the field. So as they take care of this player, we will take one final break. The final minute 42 coming with you next. Here live and free on the OH Report, 54-0 Danville.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Clock running again. Final minute and a half now. Here from Steubenville in a dominant performance from Danville. Second down and long. Ridgway tucks it and runs out of bounds around the 35. It's more than enough for a first down. A couple names checking in to the game. We saw Kyle Hackman in momentarily. Elliot Holt also in, number 8. Number 1, Cam Horn also in.
And see number 3, Curtis Klein, the sophomore, getting a little bit of playing time here. The first week of the playoffs. Now under a minute left in this game. Danville's going to have to run one more play. And I believe I see Nolan Ridgway telling the head official that he's just going to knee it down.
10 yards back is Elliot Holt in a unique formation, but still just going to be that simple knee. And that'll do things here tonight. 54-0. Danville matches the same exact score from last year when they had the opening round game against Bridgeport. Could it boast another Final Four trip? We will see. But the final here from Steubenville, 54-zip. Blue Devils show off the strength of the KMAC tonight. We'll take a break, come back. Briggs Wallace, your MVP. He'll join us upstairs, live and free on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It is time now for your Killbuck Savings Bank Player of the Game. Briggs Wallace joining us after a dominant 54-0 win here tonight. First of all, nice name number change. Number 14 now out on the field. But talk to me about the special teams tonight, because that's where things really started to open up for you guys. Those onside kicks, were those planned coming into today?
Coming into the game, we were planning to like squib it and try to just make them field it off the ground, because that's what we saw on film that they struggled with. And then we saw the alignment, and we just went after them.
Yeah, I was thinking if you kept that secret from us on the way up on the bus ride, you guys did a job well done. Like, just take me through the rest of the game here. Of course, the special teams is great to brag on, but you had a nice one-handed catch near side here. But offensively, it just felt like this team as a whole has been clicking. Can you talk on that?
Yeah. Well, we wanted to build off last game, but obviously we want to just put the regular season behind us. You know, the record doesn't matter coming into the playoffs. We just came out strong like we did last week, and that was the goal coming in. And job well done.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the culture that's kind of been instilled in you, that no matter what your record is coming in, you always play big schools in the regular season, that in Division 7 you guys can do some damage.
Yeah.
So just talk about what coaches kind of instilled in you coming in and what's going to take to continue this run.
Yeah, we just need to keep building week to week. Obviously, we just need to come to practice, just have a good mindset, just bring the energy, and that's kind of what keeps us going at practice, is just having the energy, you know. I mean, we're in the playoffs playing high school football. It doesn't get much better than that. So just building off week by week, and hopefully we can keep advancing.
All right, Bricks, give your shout-outs. Look in the camera.
I want to shout out my family and just the community, everyone coming down and supporting us. And then I want to shout out my QB, Parker Proper, my brother, Cy Wallace, and then I got some family in South Carolina that are watching, and shout them out too.
All right, Bricks, congratulations. We'll see you on the bus.
Thank you. See ya.
And it's time now for your Valley 8 TV post-game show. 54-0. Danville gets the win tonight over Catholic Central. Jonathan Langdon alongside Peyton Colopy as we kind of put a bow on this broadcast here from Steubenville. Long trip home for many tonight, but they're all going to go home happy with that 54-0 whooping.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's a long trip home, and we're looking out. You can't really see it on camera, but in the back corner, you still see pretty much everybody that showed out for Danville tonight still on the field celebrating with the team. Amazing showing. Definitely not the result that we expected up here in the press box. Maybe the result that Danville sidelines expected, but 54-0. That's a very impressive win here tonight.
And with that long trip, we've got to wrap up quick because we've got to get ready for the pigskin tonight, and we've also got to get on this bus. We took the bus here today with the Danville football team, so we got to make sure we are all set to go before they're ready to head out. So we'll leave you with this. Fisher Catholic is going to be the next date for Danville. After this win today, they'll be on the road over in Lancaster on Friday, 7 days from now. Thanks so much to all of our sponsors bringing you this live and free coverage tonight. They'll scroll through your screen one final time here. I'm Jonathan Langdon, Peyton Colopy along with me, and then a special shout out to Zach Euler, who helped us out as we were crunching to find a camera operator tonight. He was able to step in, do a great job for us today. 54-0 again, the final for Danville. We'll see you next time here live and free on the OH Report. Plenty more KMAC action as we head deeper into the postseason.